Good evening, everybody. It's the 1st of July, so into July we go, right into Cancer. We're getting right into it now. And I thought today we'd have a little weekly guidance video for you. I'm going to use these cards today. I really haven't used them much. I know it's back to front because it's mirrored, but Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid is always a good one to use. And like I say, I haven't used these hardly at all, to be honest. Bought for me for my birthday, and why not use them, as they say. So let's get cracking, shall we? I'll give these a little shuffle, see what we all need to know for our highest good. They are animal cards, so it's always a nice fun element. You can see the animal up right there as well, and around the old star signs there. Okay, let's see what we get for you. So first out the old hopping pot, we're going to go 3, 1, oh there's 2 there, and 3. So this is for all of us. What do we all need to know for our highest good? As always, guys, if you've got any feedback, please let me know. I always like to engage with you guys, and ladies of course. And let's see what we get for you. First out the old hopping pot is, we got Mouse Spirit, that says. So what does that tell me when I look at that? It's actually quite big, that mouse, isn't it? And this is what it's kind of saying, like, don't be afraid to step out sometimes, because sometimes, you know, something goes on, we all just want to shrink down, don't we, and cover ourselves and hide, which is fine at times, you know. As there are times if you're in danger, of course that's quite a natural thing to do. But unfortunately, sometimes we hide when we really want to speak out, and we, you know, and a mouse go eek eek. We sometimes want to roar. So that kind of tells me that times right now it's time maybe to sort of like step up a little bit. Even though that mouse is small, it can still be seen, can still be heard. We've all got a voice, and sometimes we need to express it. That's kind of what I'm getting there. So it's stepping out and, like, you know, speaking up, despite the fact you may be feel that you're a tiny little cog in a great big machine. Unless you speak out, no one's going to hear you anyway, and sometimes you just need to do that. So if there's a little bit of injustice around that you're feeling, good time to speak out, I feel. Okay, next up the oven pot. Ooh, we got Moth Spirit. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm actually drawn more to the eyes. I see them as a pair of eyes right there. So this to me is like, despite, I know this is where you kind of go off track a bit, because I know it's a moth and you think, oh god, you know, moth is more the antenna, isn't it? But it is like, use your vision, see. So we've got, like, you know, we've got to speak out and see what's going on, see what the real deal is, you know, what is going on around you. Because at times we just go through life willy-nilly, day by day, and before we know it, we're getting ready to pop our cogs, as they say, and we look back and think, like, where did the last 20 years go? It's kind of what I'm getting a little bit there. It's like, see the bigger picture, you know, look, see where you're going, and if you don't like where you're going, well, you've got the opportunity to change it if you so desire. But you've got to try to make little steps at times, and little steps will lead you to the way, because, and it's like a moth, of course, it's got wings, but it's kind of concentrating on his little legs there, like little steps, and you're thinking, oh, you can fly, what are you walking for? And at times it's like a little bit of confidence, a little bit of belief we need in ourselves to, like, make that step. And it's kind of like, that's kind of what I'm feeling there, that vibe. So see where you're going. If you don't like where you're going, change it, or look to make steps to change it. And of course, if you are liking where you're going, okay, that's cool, but look, where can you improve? Okay, oh, I like this one. And the last one, we got Bobcat Spirit. That's kind of like nice, very shamanic, this one, isn't it? I feel. So this is really getting to our roots. Get down to roots. Get Mother Earth. Tap into Mother Earth and really build on her power and look around you. Again, drawing back to that last one, but like I say, very shamanic. So when I think of shamanism, you know, I'm thinking, like, again, it's just kind of engaging with your core character of who you truly are. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who are into this kind of work who go up in the stars, which is lovely. The stars are wonderful, it's all good. but sometimes we do need to base ourselves what's really going on in the planet right now and ourselves. So this is for me engaging with nature a little bit. Get out in this, and when you go for a walk in the woods, but don't just go for a walk in the woods and just bump 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 jump through the woods and say, well, that was good. Really take your time and listen, smell, even taste what you can see out there. Look at the difference between nature. Of course, the woods is one thing. You can be down by the lakes, a river, down by the seaside. You know, all those natural elements. Go for a nice long walk along some grassy plains or in the fields or something. You know, there are opportunities for you to get in nature, but really sense and see what's around you, and kind of know your place. Every little item or animal, insect, from the tiniest little ant to the greatest tree, and yourself of course, has a role, has a place on this planet, and it kind of like this just really affirms that. And that's what I'm kind of drawn to this card, is telling me that, is to, like, you know, really affirm and celebrate who you are, and what's around you. Celebrate what's around you as well. So that's kind of what we got there. So we got the old little mouse there, which is kind of like, don't be afraid to speak out, even though you may be small. You still have influence. Moth spirit, don't look at where you're headed. Look where you're headed. If you don't know where you're going, what can you do to change it? And if you make those changes, and of course, if you like where you're going, what can you do to improve it? And the old little bit of shamanism here from the old Bobcat spirit, which tells me it's just like, you know your place in this earth and celebrate who you are. You know, we all have roles, and try and, like I say, when you go out in nature, if you can, really listen, look, see, sense, use all your awareness, and of course, dare I say, your psychic side as well. We've all got it, but you've got to use it. You know, it's like an old muscle. You don't use it, you lose it. That's kind of what we got for this week. So I hope that makes sense for you guys and ladies, of course. If there's any comments, please type below in the comments, because it's nice to get some feedback. I really appreciate it. And if there's any little suggestions you like, I'm all ears. But that's all for now, people. Thank you for coming along. Until next I kind of go on screen, I shall bid you all sweet adieu. Bye bye, take care,